Welcome. Tonight we are going to take a quiet journey together. A journey back through time, back through the centuries, all the way to ancient Rome. But first, let yourself settle in. Let your body sink into wherever you are resting right now. Feel the weight of your blanket, feel the softness beneath you. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw relax. There is nothing you need to do right now. Nothing you need to remember. Nothing you need to fix or plan or worry about. The only thing waiting for you is a slow, gentle walk through a single day in the ancient world. So let your breathing slow down. Let each breath come easily, in and out. In and out. And as you breathe, let the world around you begin to change. The sounds of your room start to fade. The hum of electronics, the distant traffic, the little noises of modern life, they all grow quieter now, softer, and in their place, something new begins to appear. You can hear birds, just a few at first, singing somewhere in the distance. The air feels different, warmer perhaps, drier, and there is a faint smell of bread baking, of stone that has been warmed by the sun, of olive oil and dried herbs. You are in Rome. The year is somewhere around 100 AD. The empire is at peace. The city is alive, but right now, in these earliest hours, it is still mostly asleep. And you, too, are still drifting somewhere between sleep and waking. Imagine you are lying on a simple wooden bed. The mattress beneath you is stuffed with wool, and it is surprisingly comfortable. A thin linen sheet covers you. The room is small and dim. The walls are painted a deep, warm red, the color of terracotta. There is no glass in the window, just a wooden shutter, slightly open, letting in the first pale light of morning. Through it, you can hear the city beginning to stir. A rooster crows somewhere nearby, not too close, just enough to remind you that dawn has arrived. You hear the soft clatter of wooden wheels on stone, a cart, perhaps, making an early delivery. And below your window, footsteps, someone walking slowly down the street. You live in what the Romans call an insula, an apartment building. It is several stories tall, made of brick and concrete. Your apartment is on the second floor, which is a good spot, high enough to be above the noise and the smells of the street, but low enough that you did not have to climb too many stairs. The room smells of the oil lamp you left burning overnight. A small clay lamp, no bigger than your palm, filled with olive oil and a little linen wick. The flame has gone out now, and just a thin trail of smoke rises from it, catching the morning light. You sit up slowly. The tile floor is cool under your feet. It is early April, and the mornings in Rome still carry a little chill. But you can already feel that it will be a warm day, the kind of day where the sun makes the stone walls glow golden. Getting dressed is simple. You pull on a tunic, a long, loose garment made of linen. It falls to just below your knees. It is soft from many washings, and it feels light and easy against your skin. Over it, if the morning is cool enough, you might wrap a light cloak around your shoulders. There are no buttons, no zippers, just fabric draped and folded. Everything is simple, everything is slow. You walk to the window and push the shutter open a little more. The light spills in. Below you, the narrow street is beginning to fill with people. A man carries a basket of vegetables on his shoulder. Two women stand at a doorway, talking in low voices. A dog trots past, nose to the ground, following some invisible trail. The buildings across the street are close. You could almost reach out and touch them. The street is maybe 10 feet wide, and it is paved with large, flat stones. They are smooth and worn from centuries of feet walking over them. Above the rooftops, the sky is turning from pale gray to soft blue. A few thin clouds catch the early sunlight and glow pink at their edges. It is going to be a beautiful day. Your breakfast is already waiting. It was set out last night on a small wooden table near the window. The Romans call this meal intaculum, and it is a modest affair. Nothing fancy, nothing complicated. On the table, there is a piece of bread. It is round and flat, a little dense with a golden brown crust. It was baked yesterday at the bakery down the street, the same bakery whose warm, yeasty smell drifts through your window every morning. Beside the bread, there is a small bowl of olives, dark and glossy, cured in salt and herbs. There is a piece of cheese, a firm, white cheese made from sheep's milk, and a few dried figs, wrinkled and sweet, their color a deep purple brown. You pour yourself a cup of water from a clay jug. The water is cool. It came from one of Rome's great aqueducts, traveling miles through the countryside to reach this city. You do not think about this, of course. You simply drink. But the water is clean and fresh, and it tastes good. You sit by the window and eat slowly. You tear off a piece of bread and dip it in a little dish of olive oil. The oil is green gold, fruity, and slightly peppery on your tongue. You chew. You look out the window. You watch the street below. There is no rush. The Romans do not hurry through breakfast. It is a quiet, simple start to the day. The bread is good. The olives are salty and satisfying. The figs are as sweet as honey. A sparrow lands on your windowsill. It cocks its head and looks at you with one bright eye. You toss it a crumb. It snatches the crumb and flies away. Another sparrow takes its place. Then another. Soon there are 3 of them, hopping along the ledge, waiting for more. You smile. You finish your bread. You drink the last of your water. The morning is still young. You step outside. The air is already a little warmer than it was when you woke up. The sun has cleared the rooftops now and falls in bright patches on the paving stones. The street is narrow, and it is shaded by the tall buildings on either side. But where the sunlight breaks through, it is dazzling. You walk from shadow into light, from light into shadow, and each time you step into the sun, you feel its warmth on your face and arms. The sounds of the city are everywhere now. Voices, calling and chatting and laughing. The clang of a blacksmith's hammer from a workshop. The splash of water from a public fountain on the corner. Children playing, you hear their high, happy voices echoing off the stone walls. You pass a bakery. The door is open and the smell that pours out is extraordinary. Warm bread, toasted grain, a hint of anise. The baker stands in the doorway, his arms dusted white with flour. He nods at you as you pass. A little farther on, the street opens up into a small square. In the center, there is a fountain. It is not one of the grand, ornamental fountains you might imagine. It is simple, just a stone basin with water flowing gently from a spout shaped like a lion's head. The water makes a soft, constant sound, that gentle splashing, over and over and over. People stop here to fill their jugs, to wash their hands, to let their children play in the spray. An old man sits on the edge of the basin, doing nothing at all, just enjoying the morning. You continue walking. The streets grow wider as you move toward the center of the city. The buildings become grander. You pass a temple. Its columns are tall and white, made of marble that gleams in the sunlight. On the steps, a few people sit quietly. A woman leaves an offering of flowers at the entrance. The air here smells of incense, a sweet, woody, resinous smell. It drifts down from inside the temple and mingles with the warm stone and the faint scent of the flowers. You walk past shops selling fabric, bolts of linen and wool in every color, saffron yellow, deep indigo blue, a rich, warm brown like the earth after rain. The fabrics hang in the doorways, catching the breeze, swaying gently. A fruit seller has laid out his goods on a low table. Apples, pears, pomegranates, and grapes. The grapes are deep purple and they glow in the sunlight like small jewels. The seller calls out to you, offering a taste. You take a grape. It bursts in your mouth, sweet and cool. This is Rome at its most alive. Not the Rome of emperors and armies, but the Rome of everyday people. Bakers and fruit sellers and children, fountains and flowers and bread. It is a city of a million small, ordinary moments, all layered on top of one another, all happening at once. And you are just walking through it, slowly, with nowhere special to be. You reach the Forum, the great open square at the heart of the city. It stretches out before you, wide and bright, surrounded by grand buildings, basilicas, temples, government halls. The paving stones are worn smooth, almost slippery. But you do not linger here. You are not a senator or a lawyer. You are simply a citizen, taking your morning walk. You cross the edge of the Forum, glancing at the columns and the statues, and you turn down a quieter street. This street is lined with plane trees. Their broad, green leaves make a canopy overhead, filtering the sunlight into dappled patterns on the ground. The light moves gently as the branches sway. You walk in the shade, and the air is cool and sweet. The sun is high now. It is nearly noon, and the heat of the day is building. The streets are growing quieter. Many people are heading home or finding a shady spot to rest. The Romans have a word for this, meridiatio, the midday rest. It is not exactly a nap, though it can be. It is simply a time to slow down, to eat a little, to sit, to close your eyes if you want to. You stop at a thermopolium, a kind of ancient fast food counter. It is built into the front of a building, with a long stone counter facing the street. Set into the counter are large clay pots, each one filled with something warm and fragrant. The owner greets you. He is a short man with a wide smile and a stained apron. He ladles out a bowl of lentil stew for you. It is thick and hearty, seasoned with cumin and coriander, and there is a piece of bread on the side for dipping. You take your bowl to a small stone bench under an awning. The shade is welcome. The stew is warm and filling. You eat slowly, spooning up the soft lentils, tearing off bits of bread. The cumin gives the stew an earthy, comforting flavor. It is simple food, and it is exactly what you need. A cat appears, a small gray cat with green eyes. It sits near your feet and watches you eat with great interest. You drop a piece of bread near it. The cat sniffs the bread carefully, decides it is acceptable, and eats it with delicate precision. When you finish eating, you return the bowl to the counter. Then you walk back toward your apartment. The streets are almost empty now. The heat shimmers above the paving stones. Even the birds have gone quiet. The whole city seems to be holding its breath, waiting for the hottest part of the day to pass. Back in your room, you pull the shutters mostly closed. The light that comes through is soft and golden, falling in thin stripes across the floor. You lie down on your bed. The wool mattress sinks gently beneath you. The linen sheet is cool. You can hear the fountain in the square below. That same gentle, constant splashing. It is like a lullaby, steady and unchanging. Your eyes close. Your breathing slows. The room is quiet. The air is warm and still. The city rests, and so do you. Time passes. You are not sure how much. It does not matter. When you open your eyes again, the light has shifted. The stripes on the floor have moved. The air is a little cooler. The afternoon has begun. The best part of a Roman afternoon is the baths. The great public bathhouses are one of Rome's finest gifts to its citizens. They are free, or nearly free, and they are open to everyone. You gather a few things. A small flask of olive oil. The Romans use oil instead of soap. A curved metal tool called a strigil for scraping the oil off your skin. A clean towel, and a pair of wooden sandals. The bathhouse is not far. As you approach, you can see its high walls, made of red brick, rising above the surrounding buildings. Steam drifts from vents in the roof. The entrance is wide and welcoming, with a mosaic floor showing dolphins and sea creatures in blue and green tiles. You step inside. The sounds change immediately. The noisy street disappears, replaced by something softer. Echoing voices, the gentle lap of water, the low murmur of conversation. Everything here is calm and unhurried. The first room is the apoditerium, the changing room. The walls are lined with small cubicles where you can leave your clothes. You undress, wrap your towel around you, and slip on your wooden sandals. The floor is warm. Underfloor heating, one of Rome's great inventions, keeps the tiles at a perfect, comfortable temperature. You begin in the tepidarium, the warm room. It is exactly what the name suggests, a large, beautiful room filled with warmth. The ceiling is high and vaulted, and light pours in through round windows near the top. The walls are covered in pale marble, and the air is warm and slightly humid. There are stone benches along the walls. You sit down. The warmth soaks into your skin, into your muscles, into your bones. It is like being held by the air itself. You close your eyes and just breathe. After a while, you move to the coldarium, the hot room. Here, the heat is more intense. The air is thick with steam. A large pool of hot water fills the center of the room. The water is almost too warm, but not quite. You step in slowly. First your feet, then your ankles, then your calves. Each inch of your body adjusts to the heat. And then you are in, up to your shoulders, and the water surrounds you completely. It is heavy and warm and almost impossibly soothing. Your muscles relax. All the tension you did not even know you were carrying in your neck, your shoulders, your lower back, it all dissolves. The heat draws it out of you gently, steadily. You feel yourself becoming lighter. Just let the warmth hold you. The ceiling above you is decorated with a mosaic of stars, tiny pieces of blue and gold tile arranged in swirling patterns. Through the steam, they shimmer and blur, like real stars seen through thin clouds. Let your gaze soften. Let the shapes drift. You take the flask of olive oil and pour a little into your palm. The oil is fragrant. It has been scented with rosemary and lavender. You rub it over your arms and shoulders. Your skin softens under the oil and the heat. Then you take the strigil, that small, curved metal tool, and gently scrape the oil from your skin. With it comes the dust of the day, the sweat, everything. Your skin feels clean and new, almost tingling. When you are ready, you move to the last room, the frigidarium, the cold room. Here, there is a pool of cool water. It is a shock after the heat, but a good shock, like jumping into a mountain stream on a hot day. You plunge in quickly. The cold water grips your skin. Your heart beats faster for a moment, and then comes a feeling of deep, complete refreshment. Every nerve in your body is awake and alive and calm all at the same time. That feeling settles through you now. You climb out of the cool pool and dry yourself with your towel. Your skin is glowing. Your body feels loose and easy and wonderfully clean. You dress slowly, in no hurry at all. Before you leave, you walk through the bathhouse gardens. Yes, the Roman baths have gardens. Small courtyards open to the sky with hedges and flowers and little pathways. The late afternoon sun slants through the columns, making long shadows on the gravel paths. You sit on a bench beside a rosemary bush. The smell is sharp and green and alive. A bee hums past, heavy and slow. The sky above is deepening from bright blue to something softer. The day is beginning to turn toward evening. The Romans call their main meal of the day cena. It happens in the late afternoon or early evening, and it is the social heart of Roman life. Tonight, you have been invited to a friend's home for dinner. You walk through the streets as the light fades. The sun is low, painting the western sky in shades of amber and rose. The stone walls of the buildings seem to glow from within, as if they have stored up the day's warmth and are now releasing it as light. Your friend's house is not large, but it is comfortable. You enter through a narrow doorway into the atrium, an open courtyard at the center of the house. In the middle of the atrium, there is a shallow pool called an impluvium. It catches rainwater from the opening in the roof above. The water is still and clear, and it reflects the last of the daylight like a mirror. Around the pool, the floor is decorated with a mosaic, simple geometric patterns in black and white. The walls are painted with scenes of gardens, green trees, bright flowers, little birds perched on branches. It makes the room feel like you are standing outdoors, even though you are inside. Your friend greets you warmly. You remove your shoes and put on soft indoor slippers. You are led to the triclinium, the dining room. Instead of chairs, there are low couches arranged in a U-shape around a central table. You recline on one of them, propping yourself up on your left elbow, the way the Romans do. The couch is covered in a deep red fabric, and the cushion beneath you is stuffed with feathers. It is deeply comfortable. The table before you is made of dark wood, polished smooth. Oil lamps are lit around the room. They cast a warm, flickering light that makes everything look soft and golden. The shadows move gently on the walls. The air smells of food and flowers and lamp oil. The first course arrives, unhurried like everything else this evening. A plate of eggs lightly boiled alongside small pieces of warm bread. A dish of olives glistens softly in the lamplight. The food is simple. The room is warm. You eat with your fingers, lazily, in no rush at all. Between courses, a servant brings a basin of warm water scented with rose petals for you to wash your hands. The water is silky and fragrant. You let your fingers linger in it. The conversation drifts, easy and drowsy. Your friend tells a story in a low, unhurried voice. Someone else murmurs a reply. There is soft laughter. There are long, comfortable silences where no one feels the need to speak. The oil lamps flicker gently, casting warm shadows that sway across the painted walls. The main course arrives. Roasted chicken, tender and warm, with soft root vegetables and a bowl of creamy chickpeas. The food is comforting, the kind that makes your body feel heavy and content. You eat slowly, lazily, leaning back into the deep cushion of your couch. Wine is poured. Roman wine is always mixed with water, about half and half. It is served in simple clay cups. The wine is light and drowsy making, and it warms you gently from the inside, like a blanket settling over your chest. You notice the candlelight playing across the faces of your friends. Everyone looks softer in this light. The low murmur of conversation wraps around you like the evening air. Through the opening in the atrium ceiling, the sky has turned to a deep, velvety blue. The first stars are appearing. Dessert is a plate of fruit and small honey cakes, drizzled with dark honey. You eat one slowly, barely tasting it now. Your senses are drowsy and full. The sweetness is gentle, like the end of a long, warm day. The meal winds down, as unhurried as it began. The conversation fades to whispers. The oil lamps flicker lower. Someone yawns. It is the most natural thing in the world. You say good night to your friend. You step out through the doorway and into the street. The night air meets your skin, and it is cool and soft, like silk. The street is dark. There are no streetlights in ancient Rome. But the moon is up, a fat, bright half-moon hanging low in the sky. It casts a silver-blue light over everything. The paving stones gleam. The walls of the buildings look like they are made of shadow and moonlight. Your footsteps echo softly. You are almost alone. Somewhere in the distance, you hear music, someone playing a lyre, the notes drifting through the night air like something from a dream. Slow. Simple, melancholy, and beautiful at the same time. You walk slowly. There is no reason to hurry. The city is quiet now. The shops are shuttered. The market stalls are empty. The fountains are still running, though, and you hear them as you pass. That gentle, endless sound of water falling into water. You look up. The sky above Rome is extraordinary. Without the glow of electric lights, the stars are vivid and close. Thousands of them. Millions, maybe. They fill the sky from horizon to horizon, a great river of light flowing across the darkness. The Romans have names for the constellations. They see hunters and bears and great ships sailing across the heavens. But tonight, you do not try to name them. You simply look. You simply stand in the moonlit street and let the stars pour their ancient light down over you. A breeze stirs. It carries the scent of the gardens on the Palatine Hill, jasmine and cypress and damp earth. The breeze is gentle. It touches your face and your hair and then moves on. You walk the last few streets to your apartment. You climb the stone stairs. You open your door. The room is dark and quiet. The window is open, and through it comes the moonlight, laying a pale rectangle on the floor. You light your small oil lamp. The flame catches, and a warm, golden glow fills the corner of the room. You set it on the table. The shadows are soft and friendly. You change into a loose sleeping tunic. The fabric is old and soft, like a second skin. You pour a cup of water from the jug and drink it slowly. The water is cool and clean. You sit on the edge of your bed for a moment. Through the window, you can see a sliver of sky. One bright star, or maybe it is a planet, shining steadily above the rooftop across the street. The sounds of the night are few and far apart. The fountain in the square below. A dog barking very far away. The soft creak of the building settling around you. These are the sounds that have lulled Romans to sleep for centuries. They are old, familiar sounds, safe sounds. You blow out the lamp. The room goes dark except for the moonlight. You lie down. The wool mattress receives you. The linen sheet settles over you. Everything is quiet and still. You close your eyes. Think about the day you have had. The bread at breakfast, torn into soft pieces, dipped in golden oil. The sparrows on your windowsill. The fountain in the square with its steady, gentle splashing. The fruit seller's grapes bursting with sweetness. The warm stone streets. The temple columns. The plane trees with their dappled shade. Think about the baths. The warm water surrounding you, the steam rising, the stars on the ceiling, the cool plunge at the end, and the feeling of being completely, perfectly clean. Think about dinner, the oil lamps flickering, the soft couch, the taste of honey cakes and dates, the easy laughter of friends, the wine warm in your chest. And the walk home, the moonlit streets, the distant music, the stars, countless and bright, filling the sky above this ancient city. All of it is settling now, like dust motes drifting slowly to the floor, like the last ripples in a still pond. The day is complete. It was a good day, a simple, ordinary, beautiful day. The fountain is still splashing far below. Hear it. Let it be the last thing you notice. That gentle, steady sound, water falling into water, over and over. It has been flowing for centuries. It will keep flowing. You do not need to listen to it. Just let it be there in the background like a heartbeat. Your breath is slow and even now. Your body is heavy and warm. The moonlight moves slowly across the floor, marking the passage of the hours. But you do not see it. Your eyes are closed. Your mind is drifting. You are safe. You are warm. You are resting in a small room in the greatest city the ancient world has ever known. And the city is resting with you. 1,000,000 people, all breathing, all sleeping, all dreaming under the same wide sky. Let yourself go now. Let the day dissolve. Let the images blur and soften and fade like a painting left out in gentle rain. The bread, the olives, the fountain, the steam, the stars. They are all still there. They will be there tomorrow. But for now, there is only this quiet, this warmth, this rest. Sleep well. Sleep well.